my name is Pietra Veloso, and you're watching Multicultural Community Hour. Today, we have with us Heitor, a dedicated entrepreneur and family man who moved from Brazil to Canada in December of 2021. Facing the challenges of settling in a new country, Heitor and his family initially struggled with renting their first apartment due to a lack of credit and rental history. This experience sparked an idea that led to the founding of WinnHome in June 2023. WinnHome offers comprehensive services to help newcomers find housing, stock their fridges, and even prepare for their pets' arrival, ensuring a smooth transition to life in Canada. Through this journey, Heitor has turned personal adversity into a mission to support and guide other Brazilian families, making their relocation process less daunting.
Hi, Pietra. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming with us on the show. So, can you share with us your initial journey moving from Brazil to Canada in December of 2021? What motivated your move?
Yeah, actually, I think what motivates most of families that comes to Canada from Brazil is the running away from the political issues and all the corruption. And basically with us was not so different. Like we were looking for better opportunities and providing a better future for our son. So that was the most important thing that motivated us to come here.
Yes, for our family specifically, it was the new opportunities, for me as well, for me to have more opportunities here in Canada, jobs, universities, colleges, anything like that.
Definitely, that's the thing.
Yes. And what were some of the biggest challenges that you faced when you first came to Canada, especially with the winter here?
Yeah, actually, I think the most challenging thing coming to Canada, like before coming to here, like me and my family, we have never went out of Brazil. So like everything was new to us and we were restarting our family, restarting our life. But the most challenging thing was we had to do this in a different language. And when we come here to Canada, it was on December. So we basically left Brazil in summer, like 38 degrees positive, and we came to Canada in a minus 19. So those things were very, very difficult to us.
It was the opposite for us. We left in the winter and came here in the summer. So we had a little bit of time to get used to the cold, but again, it still kind of hits you and you never really expect it.
Yeah, you're totally right.
Yeah, and for us, I mean, our first winter wasn't so bad, and the past winter, just this last winter, wasn't also so bad.
Yeah, it was better than the other ones.
It was better than the other ones, definitely, but it's still very, very cold here.
Yeah, it is.
And can you tell us, how did you overcome the obstacles you faced with your new life in Canada? Like the difficulty in renting your first apartment due to the lack of credit and rental history?
Yeah, at the beginning, when we first applied to rent an apartment here, basically we struggled because it was the middle of December, so we got that part of the December that we have holidays, Christmas, Boxing Day, and then the New Year. So basically the companies were not working as hard as they would, but I think the most difficult part was we had to prove ourselves all the time. We had to prove that we had the financial structure to pay the rent. We had to send them documents to proving that we had things in Brazil yet, and that was just to pay $1,000 rent. So it was not that high, but we did it. However, we had to argue with them a lot. We had to prove a lot of things to them. We had to send all the college payment receipts, but only after we offered to pay 6 months of rents in advance, we got approved. So it was very hard not having a professional company to assist us in that time.
I can imagine, and doing this all by yourself, it can definitely be hard.
Yeah, especially in a different language, like we don't dominated the language,
Yes.
you know?
Portuguese isn't so similar to English, maybe similar to French and Spanish, but not so much as English.
This is totally different.
Yes, and I know that when I first came, or when my family first came, we also got an apartment, and we would have loved to have your business that we have, because that would have made everybody's life so much easier.
Yeah,
renting.
Definitely.
Yeah. So how did the unexpected issues, like the extension of your stay, impact your finances and overall settling process?
Yeah, actually, it took a while for us to be able to talk about it, because those things, like, it had on a negative impact on us, of course financial, but mainly psychological, because we basically paid for 42 days of an Airbnb, and the money could pay 4 months of rent. So we were seeing all the money that we had, like, going away. We were doing the math all the time in our heads. The exchange rate for Brazilian currency to the Canadian dollar at that time was very, very high. So those things was very, very terrifying for us.
Definitely.
But we could make it, like, we were a family, so we support each other, so we can make it. And now, of course, we can talk about it, but at that time it was very, very difficult to us.
For everybody, I can definitely imagine.
Yeah.
How did your wife's Instagram posts evolve into assisting other Brazilians with their move to Canada?
To explain this, I had to come back a little bit, but at the beginning, my wife, like, she used to work 60 hours a week in a restaurant, so with no English at all. It was very, very hard for her. I just could work 20 hours a week, but as you know, I have a son, so my time was very limited. I just could work from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. So there's no many companies that want to hire someone who can just work 20 hours a week, but only can work from 9 to 3 p.m. So I couldn't find a work at that time. So basically I stay at home, take care of our son, and I was studying. And my wife was working, like, a lot just to pay the bills. So she started to post her day-to-day life on her Instagram, and, like, showing to people that how hard the life was here, but also possible, Yes. Like, I think the main goal was to encourage people to believe that it was very hard, but it was possible with effort, So people from other places, from other parts from Brazil, starting to reach out to her, because I think they could relate their stories with ours. So that was the beginning of helping people coming to Canada.
It gave them motivation, seeing your post that it was possible to come here.
Motivation and advice, like, do this, don't do that, because of personal experiences.
Yes, definitely. What was the pivotal moment that made you realize you could turn your experience into a professional service? Because as you said, your wife was posting on Instagram.
Yeah. Basically, our friends from here and from Brazil, like, they were watching what we were doing. So they started to advise us, okay, guys, so why don't you turn this into a professional service? Because you like to help people. Like, basically, we wanted to help people not go through what we did, but you also can turn into a business. So, but, like, in our souls, like, we felt that we were not ready yet, because it was just me and her. But, like, I remember that I think it was on December 2022 or January 2023. We had this friend from Ottawa. She came to Winnipeg to visit us, and we talked to her about it, our business, and, like, she opened our eyes. Her name is Lucia. She also has an Instagram account, like the Immigrant Journey, and she provides a great service for immigrants who wants to come to Canada. So she opened our eyes, like, making us realize that we were ready. We just afraid, So after that, we just made our next move, and on June 2023, we founded WinnHome.
Wow. It's a wonderful service. I've seen your Instagram. I've seen all the things that you do for other people. This will help a huge amount of people also who want to come to Canada from Brazil, just like you and I and everybody else.
I wish I could have some company to do this for me when we first come.
Yeah. And now you're helping other people, so that's wonderful.
Yeah, it is.
Yes. So can you tell us more about the funding of WinnHome in June 2023? What were the core services you offer?
Yeah. Basically on 2023, June of 2023, we started to advertise WinnHome like publicly to get clients to starting to provide the services. So basically we took our experience, what we want to have when we first arrive, and provide that services to other people. So basically WinnHome provides a service from search for an apartment for you, booking the viewings, going to the viewings on your behalf, on the client's behalf. So we pick up the keys for them, we prepare the apartment, we do the cleaning, we get the fridge and cabinets stocked up for your arrival. We receive, purchase, deliver mattresses, because basically when people come to Canada, they face a long flight, exhausting stay in an airport. So at least what the person needs is to have a home, to have a comfortable, a calm and a safe place to rest and enjoy this part of the journey. Because we know that people, they dream about arriving in Canada and get this experience. So we try to help them enjoy the first part of that dream.
You were helping other people get what you didn't get in the beginning, or what some other people didn't also get in the beginning, right?
Yeah, that's totally right.
Yes. What inspired the specific services you provide, such as pre-stocking groceries and preparing accommodations for pets?
Their inspiration was our arrival. Because basically, back in Brazil, we used to live in a small city. So we faced a 27 hours flights and airports layouts. And when we arrived here in the middle of the winter, we had to wait for almost 4 hours to check in the Airbnb. And after that, we didn't have anything in the fridge. We didn't have at least a bottle of water to drink. So those kind of things inspired us to provide a service to our clients. So we know that journey, that flight, that airport layout is exhausting. And then the people has to arrive here. Okay, now I have to go to the grocery store. I have to buy food. So, and most of people come with pets, as we did. So, and for the pets, it's also exhausting because basically Canada doesn't allow you bring food from another country or other than the US. So your pet is gonna be starving and exhausting. So we prepare everything that we prepare for the clients, we can prepare for the pets. Like we buy beds, food, pads, like food balls, water balls. So basically, the client wants to come and rest, but the pet wants this too.
Yes.
So, and we have a little one. So we basically try to provide to them what we didn't have and what our dog didn't have as well.
Yeah, and I personally didn't come with a pet, but we do have a pet now. We waited to come here to get one, but I always wanted a pet when I was younger. And I can imagine how hard it is to fly with a pet, especially from Brazil. I know that from where I live specifically, it's 3 flights, right?
Yeah.
So it's a lot.
Yeah,
it's very exhausting, like you said.
And once you get into the airport, like if, for example, if you get in an airport at 8 a.m., sometimes you have to wait until 4 p.m. to get another flight, and your pet has to stay without eating and without drinking anything.
Yeah.
So it's hard to them as well.
I can definitely imagine. So how has your personal experience shaped the way that you assist newcomers through WinnHome?
Again, when we arrive here, we have a hard time to find a place to rent because basically the leasing companies here, they don't trust, but they don't know us. We don't have rent history, we don't have credit history. So there's nothing that we can do that can prove them that we are going to be able to pay that rent. So, and we faced this, we struggled a lot with this. So now at least people who coming from other countries, from Brazil, for like Spain or Portugal, we can provide this to them. We can make the leasing companies knowing that they are good people, they are coming to Canada to start a new life. So they can trust them through us because we are doing this service for the whole year. And now they know that like Canada receives a lot of immigrants every single year. And most of them are coming because they need this, because they're starting all over again. So we just want to help them to go like this first step, this first part of the dream safely and comfortable.
So then they can take the next ones as well.
That's right.
Yes. What feedback have you received from clients who used your services, and how has it influenced your business approach?
Yeah, basically, I think that we are in a constant growth and learning. Like all our clients happily gave us a positive feedback. So we realized that this way we could manage to access in the client what we are looking for, which is like provide a professional service, but mainly a human and a welcoming one. So we want to welcome them to Canada and show them that the Canada can be their first start.
Yes. And this will help them feel more comfortable, and it will help them again with the next steps, right?
Yeah, that's correct.
Yes. What have been some of the most rewarding moments since you started WinnHome?
I believe that I couldn't mention like a single unique moment to talk about, because for us, each client has a unique story. They have different needs. And for us, like, frankly, it's very good to know that those people, they trust us to be part of that journey, to be part of that dream that they are like looking for it. They are waiting for it. They are planning this for several years, and we are helping them. So each client has a different story and provide us a different feeling, So those things, like knowing the people that we are helping after they arrive here, they called us, they send messages to us. Everything was possible because of you guys. Thank you very much. So like money aside, those part are the most rewarding things that we can feel.
Yes, and it's good to feel that you can help other people achieve that dream, right?
Yeah,
that they came here to do.
Yeah.
Conversely, what challenges have you faced in scaling your business and ensuring quality service?
Without a doubt, there are a lot of leasing companies that they don't treat us with the respect that we deserved. Like we have to show them every single time that we are doing a serious job. We are a business, like a real business. We are helping people, There are a few companies that they provide us all the support that we need. Like they are very, very good. Like having us into their buildings, showing the apartments, showing the amenities. So those things, and the clients, of course, like they are very good. They treat us like family, because we are doing part of that dream that we talk a lot here. And I think these companies and the clients, and we try to think that what we are doing here is beneficial for everyone, for us, for the leasing companies, but mostly for the clients. So that what keep us doing what we are doing right now.
What advice would you give to other families planning to move to Canada, particularly those coming from Brazil?
I believe that the 4 pillars to have a plan to come to Canada successful is willingness, English, money, and networking. Like when people first arrive here, they have to know that probably they won't be able to find a job in the area that they used to work in Brazil. So you have to be willing to do whatever it takes to get the things done and to take care of your family. Related to that, I think English skills are the most important thing. Like, I believe that the more English that you have, the better job you find. So study a lot of English before coming here, because learning English in here is not as easy as we think, right?
Yeah.
So I think money is a good thing to have, you know, like everything that makes your life more comfortable are things that you can buy. Like, you can rent a place in a better neighborhood, you can buy like better furnitures, you can, like, if you can, of course, buy a car once you get here, because during the winter, taking to the bus station in a -40 is not as good as it looks like.
Especially waiting for the bus to come.
Yeah, of course. And networking. Like, I think if you try to connect with people who already lives here, or at least who already works in the area that you want to get into it, it's a good way to start it, because they can advise you what to do and what to not do.
How important is it to have a support system or professional help when relocating to a new country like Canada?
Personally, I think it's extremely important to have someone to assist you when you arrive or before you come to Canada. I can speak on our area of expertise. We know that the Canadian real estate market is getting more and more competitive over the years. Like I said before, Canada receives thousands of immigrants every single year. And I think they cannot build so many buildings to welcome all these people. So it's becoming harder and harder to find a place. So I think, like, from now and over the years, our professional service is going to be more and more needed, you know, because basically you are having someone to take care of the things when you arrive here. At least when you arrive here, you're gonna have an address, you're gonna have calm, peace of mind, knowing that you already have an address and a home to call your own, waiting for you.
100%.
And basically, this is like, I think this can like took off so much pressure from us, because we know that at least when we arrive there, we are gonna have a place to rest and be safe.
And a place to call home.
That's right.
Yes. Can you tell us what your future plans are for WinnHome?
Yeah, I think I can. So basically, we don't think right now to expand our services to other cities. I think being here in Winnipeg, it's what makes our service so professional, so human, and with a lot of quality, because we like to take care of the client so close, because we know the city, we know the neighborhoods, we know the best companies, we know the best buildings. So doing that in a completely different city that we don't know anything about it, I don't think we can provide a professional service the way that we did here.
Yeah, I agree. So how do you envision the future of relocating services evolving? And what role do you see WinnHome playing in that landscape?
Yeah, I personally think that our service is gonna be like more needed over the years, because again, we know how difficult it is to rent a place without being here, because you have no credit history again, like you have no rental history, we have no family, sometimes you don't know anyone here. So you have to rent a place without view the place, just from pictures and everything, and basically it's very easy to get scammed.
Definitely.
You know, so when you are coming here, you cannot like give you the the certainty that you are renting a real place. People, we know that there are bad people in the world, and Canada is not different. So we know that things happen. So we are here to make sure that those kind of things doesn't happen to our clients.
Yes. So looking back on your journey, is there anything you would have done differently?
Yeah, there is. Like, I don't regret the way that we come here, because like I came here with my family. My family is my home, you know, but we spent a lot of money on college, on renting apartments, on paying Airbnbs before renting an apartment. So what I would do different, it's I would study a third language. We know that French is the second official language of Canada. So I would study French, maybe trying to come to Canada as a permanent resident already. I know that it's a tough road, but coming here, spend thousands of dollars on college, like not being able to work during your college time, it's tough too. But again, I don't regret the way that we did.
Yeah, I think none of us really do.
Yeah, that's right.
It helps us learn, right? Everything, even the mistakes.
Yeah, no, of course. And I think the difficulties that we went through here, like, made us the way that we are right now. Like, we can know now that we can do things that we thought that we couldn't in the past.
For sure, 100%.
You know? Like, I think Canada makes us stronger. The way that it does with me, with you, with your family, like every way that every person has their particular difficulties to go through, and those things make them stronger in Canada.
Yes, and we keep on learning. We never stop.
Yeah, that's right.
Even after 10 years, 30 years in Canada.
Definitely.
Always learning. So what has been the most significant lesson you've learned throughout this entire process?
When we go to another country, we starting to think that, okay, we left our home behind to look for a better life in another country. But I think the most important lesson that I learned, it's the meaning of home. Like I said, for me, home is where I am with my family, my wife, my son, and my dog. It doesn't matter where I am, because I know it's gonna be hard. I know that's gonna be tough, but if I am with them, I'm good. And now I think I can call Canada as my home because they are with me.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't matter if I were in Brazil, but they weren't with me. So it's not my home, they are, you know?
Yeah, even though we weren't maybe born here, this is still our home.
Yeah.
How has your initiative impacted the Brazilian community in Canada?
Yeah, I like to believe that it has been impacting the community, the Brazilian community here, though, in a positive way, because basically every Brazilian who is here right now, they went through as much as difficult that we did, so they know how it is. Come to Canada with family, and I like to believe that at least it's very, very good to see a fellow Brazilian growing and being successful in another country.
Yes, we have many friends here, and seeing them grow, getting new places, learning new things,
yeah,
it's wonderful.
And it's good, right?
Yeah, it's a good feeling.
Yeah, that's correct.
100%. Thank you, Heitor, for being with us.
Thank you, Pietro, for inviting me.
And thank you to the audience for watching this episode, and stay tuned for more.